Um, Hello dear student, we have started lesson number 5, separation of a substance. In the last video we have discussed about the separation of a insoluble substance from the liquid. Means insoluble means what? The substance which does not dissolve in water. How to separate them? We have discussed the two methods, sedimentation, decantation and filtration along with the activity. So in today's video we are going to discuss about separation of soluble solid. Soluble means what? The substance which are dissolved in water or in a liquid. The substances which are dissolved in water, they are called as a soluble substance, or the separation of soluble solid from the mixture. Now, how to separate the soluble substance which are already dissolved in water? How to separate them? So, there are some methods. Let's discuss them. How to separate them? By evaporation. Already we have discussed the method of evaporation in the last classes. Evaporation, condensation, freezing, melting. This all the things we have discussed in the previous classes. So you might be familiar with the word evaporation. Evaporation is process. It is nothing but a changing of liquid into the gases by heating. The process of changing the liquid into the gaseous state by the heating. So that process is called as a evaporation. That process is called as an evaporation. Now you might have heard about sea. How is the sea water? It is salty. The sea water is salty. Yes. So sea water, why it is salty? Because most of the salt is present in them. And salt is dissolved in water. As you know, the salt is dissolved in water. It is soluble in the water. So if we want the desired means desired components means we have to separate the salt and water. So this method is used. Evaporation method is used. If you will take a liquid water which is dissolved in salt, and if you will heat that water, the water will get evaporated. The water will get evaporated, and as the water will evaporated, the remain in the pan, or whatever the thing is going to remain in the pan after heating, that is nothing but a salt. So in this way we can separate the soluble substance from a mixture by evaporation. That is, the liquid, the water will get heated and the remain it will be a salt. Are you getting this? So you might have seen the sea water. The sea water is collected at particular one place, and after that, because of the sun heat, the water get evaporated and the remain, that is salt. The salt is separated like this. So we can get a salt from the sea. We can get a salt from the sea by the process of evaporation. The next process is separation of liquid from a mixture. Now, separation of liquid. Liquid can be separated. Now, as you know, the water is in a sea water, the salt is dissolved in it. Yes. So, how to get only water? As we have discussed in the previous classes, the method of condensation. What is the process of, what is meant by the condensation? Condensation is totally opposite process of evaporation. Condensation is totally opposite process of evaporation. Means in the condensation is a process in which the gas is converted into liquid, but by the opposite process of condensation, evaporation. Gases is what? Now, what we want to do in this process? The salt. Now you know the salt. Am I right? The sea water is, how is the sea water? The salty, because the more amount of salt is present in the sea water. Yes. So how to separate it? How to separate? Now we want salt and water separately. We want a clear filtered water also. So how to use? So in this case we have to use the process of condensation. Are you getting? So we have to heat the gas, we have to heat that water, soluble water, and after heating the remain is going to be a salt and the vapor, the water is going to obviously converted into the vapor form, and that vapor we have to preserve it, or we have to convert that vapor again into the liquid form. In this way we can get a pure water. We can separate the salt and water by the process of condensation. And the next is, there are some separation, there are some mixture where we need one or more methods. For example, now we have done the sedimentation and decantation process. What we have done, the sand water, the sand water we have separated first by sedimentation. We made the water to be settled, and after settling we found that the sand was settled down. So that was the sediment, and after that we have removed that clear water in another beaker. So that process is called as a condensation, and that again that water we filtrate. We have to get more clear water. We have done the filtration method. So there are some method where we use more than one method. So the next point is water as a solvent. Why water is called as a universal solvent? Because most of the substance get dissolved in water. Now if you will take sugar get dissolved in water, salt can easily get dissolved in water, lemon juice they can easily get dissolved in water. So water is considered as a universal solvent. Now we have talked about the soluble and insoluble substance. Now soluble substance means what? The substances which get dissolved in water. So such a substance they are called as a soluble substance. Insoluble means what? The substances which do not get dissolved in water. So such a substances they are called as an insoluble substance. Now in this saturated solution. Now what is meant by the saturated solution? Now I will take one beaker. Now this is a beaker which is full of water. I will pour some water in it. I will take less amount of water in this, and in this I am going to add the salt solution. I am going to add the salt solution in this. Okay. I am going to add more amount of the salt. Now when I am going to stir this. Now what is the next step? I am going to stir this. You can see after stirring the salt gets dissolved in water. But now in this case the water is very less. But I have added more amount of salt. Now more amount of salt is added. Now what happens? The number of salt is getting added. As the salt is getting dissolved in water, now you can see some salt molecules in it that which do not get dissolved in water. So such a solution is called as a saturated solution. Such a solution is called as a saturated solution. Are you getting me? Point is solution. Solution is nothing but, now see, I have taken a salt and this is a water. Okay, this is a water, and when I am going to add a salt, this is nothing but we can say solute, and this is water. This is nothing but a solvent. When a salt is added in the water, when the salt is added in the water, the salt get dissolved in the water. Am I right? So salt get dissolved in the water. So we can say, so this is nothing but this is a solution of a salt solution. We can say this is a salt solution. So in this case, the salt is a solute, water is a solvent, and when we mix them together, the solution is prepared. The solution is prepared. So we can say the salt solution. Now even the sugar can dissolve in water. Am I right? So in this case sugar is a solute, water is a solvent, and when we dissolve the sugar in the water, the solution is prepared. So that is called as a sugar solution. Are you getting this? And the last point of this lesson is solubility of the gases in the water. Now, if you can see in the sea water, you can see now everywhere there is a rainy season. You can see the small ponds near you. Am I right? You can see some aquatic animals in that. Small fishes we can observe, we can see in the ponds. Am I right? So they take the oxygen. They are also the living things, so they need the oxygen. So they take the oxygen which is dissolved in water. Now oxygen is which form? It is in which state? Yes, it is in the gaseous state. So the gas get dissolved, some gases get dissolved in water. So they take the aquatic animals and aquatic plants, they take the oxygen which is dissolved in water. They take the oxygen which is dissolved in water. Now as the temperature increases, the level of the gases get decreases. Now you can see the small ponds near you. Am I right? There are some small pieces. Now in the summer season, what happens? The water get evaporate. And in such case, the small aquatic animals die because they don't get the enough oxygen. Are you getting? Because they take the oxygen which is dissolved in water. As they don't get the oxygen, they die. So in the solubility of the gases. In this way we can understand the solubility of the gases in the water. Are you getting this? In this way we have completed the lesson. I hope you have understood the lesson. If you have any doubt regarding this lesson or regarding the video, you can ask me during Google Meet. Thank you.